to 4 Live. Now coming up today, salmonella can thrive in poultry. We've got expert advice on how to cook the turkey so you give your family a great dinner and not food poisoning. As you can usually see it on your food, but salmonella is a deadly bacteria that can make you very, very sick. There it is on the screen. If you want to give your family a great Christmas and not food poisoning, you need to spend the next few minutes, of course, with our food safety expert, Daly, who's here with us today. Hiya.
Hi, Maura.
You're looking very bright and lovely in that blue.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for coming in. Now, it is so important, really, isn't it, to prepare food properly, especially at this time of the year.
That's right. We would say the first thing is to buy from your local butcher, because he can vouch from where the meat is coming from, because traceability is a legal requirement. Buy just before Christmas and bring it home and put it straight into your fridge.
And poultry is especially dangerous when it comes to salmonella.
That's right. And it thrives in warm conditions.
Warm conditions.
Yes. So put it straight into your fridge. And there are just a few things we need to note about the fridge.
Okay, let's take a look at the fridge and see. Okay, so the first thing I suppose is the temperature.
That's right. This is a fabulous fridge because we can actually see here that it's reading just 5 degrees, which is perfect. So anywhere between 1 degree and 5 degrees is perfect.
Okay.
So in here we actually have a turkey correctly positioned on the bottom shelf where all your raw meats should be.
Why so on the bottom shelf?
So that if, for example, if it was up here, there might be some drips, maybe down onto cooked food.
Okay.
Don't overstock your fridge. You know, at this time of the year, maybe place drinks outside.
It's cold enough, certainly.
It is indeed. So just watch stock rotation and don't keep food for too long in your fridge.
Okay, so you're going to take the turkey out for us and tell us what to do, because that is really important. I'll help you here. I'll shut the door.
Oh, thank you.
Of course, one thing is make sure your fridge is closed. That's really important, isn't it?
Absolutely, because otherwise the temperature just goes up and up. Now, what I'm going to do now, Maura, is I'm going to wash the turkey.
Now, there's kind of two schools of thoughts on this. Do you believe a turkey should be washed?
Well, you have to be very careful how you wash it. You know, don't place it on the counter, bring it straight to the sink, and that's what I'm going to do now, just to demonstrate quickly how to do it.
But you need more than water to kill bacteria.
Well, the only thing that can kill bacteria, Maura, is thorough cooking. I mean, that's your guarantee, and we'll come to that in a minute.
You're going to wash it first. How are you going to wash it, or what are you going to use?
Well, I'm just going to use ordinary potable water here. I'll just take the turkey out of the tray.
The turkey?
Yeah, and I'll just give it a little rinse, both ends.
Okay, great.
The cavity, and don't forget the neck end as well.
Right.
So we'll just give that a little rinse now.
Okay. And you put a bit of salt into it as well?
Yeah, I actually do that. All right, I put a little bit of salt. What's really important now is to dry it thoroughly. So we'll use some kitchen paper to dry the cavity.
And of course, drips as well. The cross-contamination can happen from the drips that come off the turkey, so you should dry it nearly probably close to the place you washed it.
Absolutely. You can see I haven't moved it any distance from the sink. So I'm drying it thoroughly.
Inside and out?
It's inside and out, and place the soiled paper into the bin. Be careful of that. So we'll just bring that back over here now.
Put it down there.
Great, and I'm just going to clean the sink and just give it a little spray with an antibacterial spray just to make sure there's no bacteria lurking around there, and wash my hands thoroughly.
Should you use an antibacterial wash as well for your hands?
Absolutely. I have actually antibacterial soap here, and I'm just going to use that now to wash my hands.
Now, if you didn't want to use, a lot of people don't like those sprays. Could you use something like lemon? Would that kill bacteria?
Absolutely, lemon juice or bread soda, the old-fashioned methods are quite good as well. Yeah.
So they're really acidic things that kill the bacteria.
Absolutely. Bacteria doesn't thrive in an acid environment.
Okay, so that's good. Okay. So you get to this point, you've got the turkey, it's cleaned and it's ready to go, and I suppose the next step really is the cooking.
Well, you can stuff the turkey. We just mentioned that. Some people think you cannot stuff the cavity. You can, but don't pack it tight. We need the air to circulate and juices to circulate around, and of course you can stuff the neck end maybe with a little sausage meat.
Okay.
So we place our turkey in a preheated oven. It's very, very important to heat your oven.
How long would you leave the oven on for before you put it in?
Well, I usually leave it on for about 30 minutes at approximately 180 to 200 degrees, and I put it into a hot oven. I cover it in tin foil, seal it nice and tightly, and leave it at that nice warm temperature for the first 20 minutes or so.
Okay. And then after it?
Then lower it to about 170 degrees, and we allow 20 minutes per pound for your turkey.
Okay, 20 minutes per pound, that's for a kilo then?
For a kilo, there's 2 pounds in a kilo, 2.2.
Okay, so the same, okay.
Just be aware that the stuffing does add to the weight. So when you're doing your calculations, don't forget about the stuffing.
Okay, right. Okay,
I just
we're going to
put
put that
back.
I'll give you a hand there, putting it into the fridge. Because I said, Strand, you need 20 people to cook the turkey. It is a big deal. Okay, and hands washing again.
Yes.
I'm like the washing police today, nothing I need to tell you.
I just give them...
Notice I'm standing back and not touching anything. So when you cook the turkey, then you let it rest, do you, for a certain time?
Absolutely. Leave it rest for about 30 minutes. Okay. And you can keep it warm by just covering it with tin foil and a nice clean towel while it's resting. I have a turkey here and I just want to check that it is cooked properly.
Okay, you're going to show us how to do that because that's really important as well. Can you manage? Oh my goodness.
Yes, no. I can manage. Perfect.
The crew are going to have a nice turkey today when we finish. Okay, so as you said, we pretended we rested this for 30 minutes.
Okay. Now I'm going to cheat because in my mother's day, she would always cut the turkey in here.
Okay.
And make sure the juices were running clear, and that's a very good method of checking. But we can't leave anything to guesswork nowadays.
Okay.
And I picked up this little thermometer in our local kitchen shop.
We can show it to one of the cameras there.
Okay.
One is it?
Right.
Yeah.
This I think only cost €12 in a local kitchen shop in Middleton.
And it tells you if something is ready.
Absolutely, it's perfect. Let me just demonstrate now.
Okay.
You just place it into perhaps the thickest part of the turkey in like that.
That's the thigh.
That's the thigh. It will take a few seconds to register, but once the meat has cooked to over 75 degrees, we know that any salmonella that's in the bird has been destroyed.
Okay, so you're looking for 75 degrees. And should you cook
minimum
it in the middle oven, or how should you cook the turkey?
Well, ovens vary.
Ovens vary, of course, that's
often
different.
The top shelf is quite warm.
So this is it. So we're waiting on it. Probably won't go here because this is different. Okay.
Anyway, once you know, and this is a pretty good because it's also got a colour indication.
And if you don't have one of those, the old-fashioned way, juices should run clear. That is the trick, isn't it?
No pink juices whatsoever. Nice, clear and golden.
Now, of course, leftover turkey.
Yes.
That's very important as well.
Absolutely. I think we all like the meat cold. The most important thing is to remove it from the carcass 2 hours after service, and always put your leftover cooked meats back into the fridge.
Yes.
They make a lovely St. Stephen's Day pie the following day. And use the leftover or the cooked meat within 3 days of cooking.
All right. Now, I just want to recap. We've got 4 C's. Let's recap on what they are. The first one is cook, of course. Cook to 75 degrees.
That's
clean hands.
We clean hands. That's hugely important. And we clean utensils, chopping boards, etc. In the fridge, always cover your food, separate it. Again, make sure raw product is always on the bottom shelves. And finally, and most importantly, chill all perishable foods. Okay, great. And of course, as we said earlier on, if you don't like the antibacterial hand wash, you can use the baking soda. That's right.
Or lemon juice. And wash all those tea cloths because they harbour bacteria as well, don't they, after one wash.
Absolutely.
You have me well trained.
Okay.
I've only been with you for an hour.
Thanks,
Mary, thanks so much. It is really important. It really is. Now, all, of course, of Mary's information to keep you healthy over the festive season, it is on our website. You can also take a look at the Airtel page, and that's 340. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.